Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
TANYA ABREU, who is sitting here in the studio with us. Good morning, Miss Little Bright Star.
Thank you, sweetheart.
It's really interesting to find people, especially powerful women. It seems like I've always known powerful men in my life, but as of the last 10 years, I know so many powerful women, and it makes me so happy.
Oh, well, I'm glad to be a part of your tribe.
No, you are. You are one of the powerful women, and you bring powerful women with you. And it doesn't mean that I'm being chauvinistic. It's just for so long, powerful women weren't, unless it was on a huge national basis. When you look at the Chamber of Commerce's, I was just looking at that. It was always the men. Mm. When I looked at the hospital and I look up on the, on the walls, there's these powerful men. And if a woman was brought on the board, it's because her husband had a lot of money. But that's not what's happening today.
Or it's a Catholic hospital and she was a nun.
Exactly. That's good. But what's happening now, women they know who they are now. And they bring a great deal to business and to companies and to charities. And I see that the men are starting to realize it's still not done because I'm on some boards and I watch. It's like I'm hovering and watching what's going on. And the president, the vice president, all the head honchos are men because it's an old boys, club. And yet a lot of the women are behind the scenes making this happen.
We're doers.
Yeah, we're doers, but we're also smart. See,
we're also smart doers. Exactly. Well, I think men are smart too. I think men through the years have been very smart at bringing together teams comprised of women as well to get their visions done. And I think that women for decades have been very satisfied with being a part of someone else's vision. And
well said.
Yeah, and that's a good thing too. But I think, demographics have certainly shifted. Women 55 and over are the dominating force in the United States. And I think finally women understand that they can affect great change, not just in their own homes, but outside their homes. And it's not that we understand maybe who we are or we feel more empowered, but I think that we actually see that if we have a purpose, we can do things that matter with or without a male boss or with or without a man beside us. So I think that's a part of a pretty, incredible movement. Even in medicine, which I'm in, I've seen that transition of women finally saying, wait, I don't have to be a nurse. I can be a doctor. Wait. I can be a surgeon, a neurosurgeon. And that's exciting. That's in my lifetime.
I love that. In fact, for the Going Back to the Cure Symposium, we have someone you've not met yet, Dr. Patsy McDonald. And she has a Scottish accent, but she's from the UK. And she works at Scripps in research, in metabolic research. She's brilliant. And we've had her once or twice before, and she's coming this time.
Wonderful.
And so she is the kind of woman who's working and doing all the things alongside a lot of the other researchers. In fact, I see that in research, a lot of women are attracted to that. And they do very well.
Mm-hmm. Well, they can make a difference.
Yep.
Based on their own intelligence, as well as their own influence and the results. It's intelligence, influence, and results that brings power to people. So it's kind of cool. I look forward to meeting her at the Cure.
Yeah.
It's next Saturday, right? I want to make sure I get all my dates.
Coming up Saturday at the Palm Beach State College, which is, some people said to me, where is that? And I said, it's on the FAU campus. And to really locate it, if you're out at the FAU campus and you see the stadium, you go directly to the east across from the stadium, and there's a humanities building for Palm Beach State College. And we're on the first floor. So I'm looking forward to it. I always tell people that here we have 10 incredible, distinguished, professional medical science speakers. They do not get paid. They come because they want to share what they know with people.
It's exciting. One of the things I was thinking as I was driving down here is that, I was at the Cure last year, and it was really influential to me in a way to understand that not only what you do, Anita, and have done so well for years with the cure, this cutting edge of research and education, is bring to people's lives real science that they wouldn't necessarily be able to glean, even on social media that's cutting edge, but real science that can affect their real health conditions or risks right now. That's amazing. But I think maybe perhaps one of even the biggest benefits to attending Cure is the community you have cultivated. That those men and women and younger, I was surprised to see as many people in their 40s and 50s as were there. They come together and they say, together with Anita, with this Cure Symposium, with Boomer Times, we can change the way aging looks and feels. And I think that's what you're doing. You're changing the way aging looks and feels. And that's a segue, of course, into a little self-promotion. That's what Wow Health is doing. We change the way people look and feel about aging. Whether you're 25 and you say, and I had a 25-year-old girl say, I think I need Botox because 30's right around the corner. 5 years, right?
Can't believe it. I know. I can't believe it.
But then we have our women in the 70s who are in aerial swings doing yoga, and they say, I want to feel sexier. Words like that at 72. And we are really good at saying, here are the things you can do, and here are the way they'll make you feel. And of course, that's up to everybody, but this is what it's done for other patients and clients. So I like the tribe, the community that's the Boomer Times Cure community. And so I look forward to that energy. It's as healing as those doctors and researchers on the panel.
You should talk about this because at the Wick Theater, there was a chef. You didn't have a chance to meet him yet. Is Chef William Walden, I think it is. And he was very good, but he's no longer there. And he called me the other day. He said, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. I've just become the chef at it's a Irish pub right near the Broward Center, the theater, and the museum. And he said, I'd like you to come down and have dinner. He said, because I'm working now with this wonderful man, and he has a couple of restaurants, and I want you to see what we're doing. And the reason that I even bring that up is because here's a man who has great talent, but he also has the same problems that a lot of women have too. That, you're a great chef, but then something happens and then you're not there anymore. And you have to make your way the same as women do. And I'm excited about going down and seeing what I can do to maybe start having an advertiser who is a restaurateur and that needs a little help too. So
be a part of the tribe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because he is like that. He's a very friendly. He actually used to sing opera at the Wick while he was being the chef.
Wow.
So we don't know what's going to go on, because I wonder what a French chef is going to do at an Irish pub.
Have fun.
I don't know, but it should be interesting, shouldn't it? I'll get you down there.
I was going to say, hey,
I know.
I'll go. I love food.
Right. Well, I'm going
that's
tonight.
A part of medicine.
I'm going tonight with a friend of mine.
Oh,
you want to
wonderful,
come? But,
wonderful.
I know that you have a lot going, so we can't do that. But we will certainly get you down there. But, in thinking about all this, what you're doing, you have always been on the cutting edge yourself. And you can realize that it takes people with a lot of confidence and a lot of passion to step off into the abyss, sometimes the water.
Off the edge.
Absolutely. But you look at these seniors, a lot of people who we don't really investigate. They walk along, you see them in the grocery stores. They've had such a life. And we never really, unless we get to know them personally, we have no idea who they are or what they've done.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And sometimes, you talk about the grocery store. Sometimes you're standing in line and, people, I don't quite understand why people are so afraid of eye contact. To me, it's the only way you guarantee that you're still alive is by looking someone else in the eye. But, so sometimes you're just standing there and you look at someone and say, this line is really long. And you'll have an elder that's in line and they'll just like whip out some kind of like one sentence word of wisdom that like the other day, I was standing there and there was an older gentleman and, he said to me, well, why are you wasting your time standing in line? And I said, well, because I need these groceries. He said, no. Why aren't you planning what you're going to do tomorrow? Why aren't you planning something instead of complaining? And I wasn't really seriously complaining.
I see what you're saying.
But it was kind of neat because he looked at me because I said, this line is really long. I was trying to be nice.
Right. Yeah, well, because you were in a rush to go somewhere. That's why.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he said, just take advantage of it, You don't have a lot of moments that you don't have to do anything.
Now, that's really nice, wasn't it?
It was I mean, that to me was
right.
God talking, okay? Like, you're here, you're stuck here for 5 minutes. Think about something positive, right?
Well, but on the other hand, I'm going to reverse that because there are times I'm in the line and I'm waiting, but I see an older person who doesn't look like they have a job or something, and they're complaining about waiting. And I want to say, what are you doing that's so important that you can't wait? I mean, and here I'm standing there, being a little bit more relaxed because I realize, that that's what you have to do when you're at the grocery store. But, getting back to what we were talking about, in your life, and you have done some very, very big things. You have met a lot of very important people, some of whom I have had the privilege of meeting. And it takes a certain kind of a personality, doesn't it, to start organizations as you have, and to, once you get it done, to keep creating and creating. That not everybody feels comfortable doing that. You know that.
I do know that. And I think as you get older, you feel less comfortable doing it too, because, right, you're thinking about your security. When you're 30 and you start a business, oh my goodness, I'm only 30. By the time I'm 35, I'll have 5 million. If I don't, I'll have it when I'm 40. I'm turning 55 on Monday. So I say to myself,
birthday.
Yeah, thank you. I say, okay, I'm young enough to do something, but I want to do it more carefully than I've done in the past, more creatively than I've done in the past. And carefully and creatively never used to exist in the same sentence for me, right? But now I realize that is almost a certain thing called wisdom that I've never had before. And when people say to me, one of the things I really embrace in our whole WOW Health Studio, our practice of a new way of healthcare, I always say, I really want people to be excited about getting older. And I really mean that because there's no other option. We are all going to pass from this life into some great unknown. And we can't take our money. We can't even take our children. We can't take our pets. We can't take anything.
Good point.
Our sense that we've lived creatively, intelligently, and with purpose. And
those are beautiful words.
Well,
you're good at that,
I am good at words, but this is kind of what's guiding me. This is my birthday message, everybody, Boomer Times, and everybody listening, is that there is nothing other than nothing left. So you've got to make something happy today and happen. Happy and happen have the same roots. So making something
happen. Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
And if you're sitting around at 80, not making anything happen except your breath, then you're not really here.
It's interesting. I never think of myself until I don't spend time looking in the mirror a lot, but I never think of myself as not being able to do something because I'm getting close to 80. I'm very I don't see the age, but I will tell you something that happened. My cousin must have found a picture of me, and she just sent it. I don't even remember looking like that.
But you know what?
She said, oh, my God, do you remember this picture? I said, who is that?
And Anita, I've seen younger pictures of you.
Oh, my God.
And it's different, not better. And that's what I invite every man and woman. And you know what? About 1/3 of our clients now, especially in the aesthetics, are men. And I find that they are even more distressed than women about their appearance compared to when they were 40 or when they were ridiculously 30. And, I really, I'm not being Pollyanna or whatever. It's what you looked like at 30 was beautiful. But it's really easy to be beautiful at 30. When people look at you in 80, as I look at you, and see not a good-looking older girl or gal, whatever, but a really beautiful, physically beautiful human being, that's astonishing. That's gorgeous, right? Because it's not easy to age with light on your face. It's not easy after you undergo what we all go through, loss, disease, disappointment. It's not easy to keep that spark in your eye or a smile that looks real. But when you do that like you have, Anita, that defines beauty. And that's what we need to emulate as we age.
Well, I love it. It's interesting. I wanted to talk about wow. You came here and you made me a wow. You made me wow this morning. Thank you. You're very sweet. But let's do something about wow. Let's just go back and give you a little bit of a promo on what you do, because I think it's important. Let's start again. If someone comes in, tell them exactly where you're located and what happens.
Our Wow Health studio, our main studio, is on 5821 North Federal Highway here in Boca, Raton. We say Boca del Rey because we're a half a mile from the city's separation. And people come to us for...
And you're next to a restaurant. That's a good...
Dorcia's, which is a wonderful Southern Italian restaurant that's been there quite a while. And we're hopefully expanding in the next couple of months to the space next door. The front of our practice is a yoga studio. You'll see it on the building, called Defy Gravity, aerial yoga, other types of yoga, and other types of fitness. But what we really specialize in, and I said it earlier, and it's getting clearer and clearer in our what do they call that, reviews from people, is that we not only make you feel better, but you walk out there looking better too. And I think that...
And how do you do that?
And how do we do that? Two different ways, both internally and externally. We have a physician, wonderful board-certified internist by the name of Dr. Allison Levitt. She works with you from everything from nutrition to hormone balancing to micronutrient testing to finding out the reasons for your lack of energy, just things that we know make us feel less than attractive in the world. At the same time, we have a whole palette. We believe you're creating a more energetic, a more beautiful you. We have a palette of facials and massages. We even have the most wonderful, she calls herself medicine energy, where she does massage, but people leave feeling like they have more energy for days. So she's extraordinary. So it's a combination of truly looking at what we put into our bodies, whether it's food or our blood or our hormones or our approach to fitness, and then matching it with what we want to look like. Whether you do want some platelet-rich plasma therapy to help with your knees and your shoulders, or to rejuvenate the skin on your face and to kind of slow down aging, or whether you want fillers to cover your marionette lines, or whether you're tired of the deep etchings from all the smilings you've done for decades and you want a little Botox to release that, or if you just want someone to love you up and give you a facial and a body massage that makes you feel healthier than you have in years, that's what we do. Our number is 866-376-0632. We're not a med spa. We're not a doctor's practice. We're really an approach to health that brings energy and beauty back into your life. Whether you're a man, about a third of our clients are, or a woman, that's what we do. We'll have more about that at The Cure.
Yeah, well, I have to just say that most people now whom I have been talking with, the older adults, they really are looking for beauty, but they're also looking for value in their life. Mm-hmm. Value. And how do they get value? Well, they either can work with pets. We know a lot of them are going into the centers where they can clean up for pets or walk pets or something, or they're getting involved with other new kinds of ventures. Because as we were talking about, many people came, they come with college degrees, they come with a lot of experience, but then no one seems to want them.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard that, because fortunately I have a business and I can hardly there aren't enough hours in the day. And people have said I've been very fortunate to have that, even though it's a lot of work. But I don't know what it's like for someone to sit there and not know what to do. But that
and not feel valued.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how you get sick. You know, I mean, people say, why do I get sick in my 50s or 60s? And, and then there are people in their 70s or 80s. I always say that so much of that has to do with feeling lost, When your body feels lost, when it doesn't feel rooted, when it doesn't feel like it has a purpose, it tends to kind of weaken. And,
well, let me go forward with something, because you haven't mentioned anything about Haiti, and of course you're so devoted to Haiti. What I noticed when I was in Haiti is, as hard a life as the people are having, there's a spirit there. And I don't know, you would know this because your partner is Haitian, and explain what that is and what we're missing.
I've, even before Terry and having a life partner that is from Haiti, I've always admired Afro-Caribbean cultures. And I find that they can cultivate, and I want to say that word to everyone listening, cultivate joy in the most grueling and devastating of circumstances. And that is a habit. It's an exercise. You may have seen some of the video after Hurricane Matthew in Haiti, where there were 4 older men that were sitting at a table that was half submerged in water, on chairs that were half submerged with their legs in water, playing dominoes. That image to me is that cultivation of happiness and joy despite what happens. It's the ultimate manifestation of a glass half full. And as we age, and this is really, I know so many Haitians in their 70s that are dancing and loving and playing and farming. And you look at life as a door that's either half open or half closed. You're either 1 foot in the grave or 1 foot alive and loving. And that's a choice that you cultivate. And so if I would say to you, this is your answer today that I know, and I don't know if it's the right one, it just seems that Haitian people cultivate, specifically choose to do things with their bodies, whether it's going out and lifting rubble after that earthquake, instead of sitting there and screaming and crying. It is an action that cultivates joy and meaning. And if we can all learn to wake up in the morning, and whether it's lighting a candle, that's an action that smells good, looks good, feels good, that gives us connection, it helps us not be depressed. It helps us not be pessimistic. It keeps our hope alive. Hope keeps health. That's all I know.
Hope keeps health. HH. Yes, you're absolutely. The reason I love to have Tanya on our radio show is because you are so inspirational. It is such a joy to hear you and to know that you feel that from your heart. And so the wow health is important. And I really would like to see you. I know your whole idea is to be able to bring this to other physicians.
Mm-hmm. Other places around the country. We will very soon be launching a directory, wowhealthproviders.com, that will list, we want to just spread the concept. We don't want to own places. We want Wow Health. We want to be a referral. We want to know doctors that really share this kind of excitement for life, really share the cultivation of optimism, the cultivation of joy at any age as the way to stay healthy. So we want to find those doctors around the country, perhaps someday around the world, and be able to tell you, Anita, that's an oncologist, not you personally, but, somebody has cancer. That's an oncologist that shares that optimism, that shares that wow factor in health.
I think that's why we're always so happy to have Dr. Mencia here, because
he's a wow doctor.
He is a wow
I know
doctor.
He uses World of Wellness, but he's wow, right?
He's a wow, wonderful World of Wellness, right? But it's true, and we don't find as many as we would like to see.
Oh, God, no, especially now, because so many people became doctors to help people, and then they lived through the 80s and 90s and 2000s and all this managed care and bureaucracy. And now it's like, there's not even any insurance for people. And how do you not just practice, but then how do you feed your own family and pay your your own bills, it's really hard. And so doctors are just as scared, not scared maybe as much as
disappointed.
That's a good word.
Disappointed. But the people, like you said in Haiti, the good doctors, they still always have that hope.
And cultivate it.
Right.
Just hope is not abstraction. Yep. People who are naturally optimistic, it's because no matter what's going on, they crawl, whatever they need to, get out of bed in the morning.
That's you, and I see that with you.
Thank you.
And I are very much like that. We really do see things always. People say, when I look at a problem, I say, well, I do something. They say, well, you're so optimistic. Well, you have to be optimistic, right? You don't want to be negative.
Yeah. I always say this on my worst days. When I'm deeply disappointed in people, when I'm deeply disappointed in my health or things that I've been challenged by, I always say this: death is going to come, but not today.
Death is going to come, but not today.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We are going to, we brought Dr. Mencia in a little earlier today.
Good.
We thought that would be fun. And if he wants to come in, we'll get started with him. So, Dr. Mencia, you look gorgeous.
Program.
Isn't it? You look so great. You look so
I'm going to
great.
let you take this live mic. It was good to see you.
You can sit here if you want.
Oh, I really have to get home and let the dogs out.
Oh.
That's my... That's
Who
my
let the dogs out?
And that's
sounds
the
like a
other
song.
thing.
Who let the dogs out?
Exactly. And you know what? I always say this too. People say, dogs, I just lost a 17-year-old beagle and it was very sad. But I will tell you, also on those mornings when I was either had cancer or something, those animals did not recognize that. They recognized the healthy me. They recognized the woman who could feed them, take them for a walk, but most importantly, pet them. And so I have dogs that are still laying in my bedroom saying, "Where are you going?" And I need to get them outside or I'm not going to be happy when I get home. But God bless everyone, and I will see you.
Thank you.
Dr. Mencia, are you there?
Oh, yes. He's definitely going to be at the Cure
put me on that
Symposium.
list of the wild doctors.
Oh, you know what? It is launching in about 60 days, and I was gonna actually
Put me on that
complimentary list you because you're one of your
thank
face
you.
makes people healthier.
Thank you.
All right,
God
I'm
bless
going
you.
to run.
Thank you.
God
Thank you.
bless.